Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to another episode of The Bench of Science. Science. We have to apologize for the cheap sound effects. We're still a small operation. Any likes and subscribes you can give, much appreciated. Without wasting any time, let's get on to it. So, the topic of today is BCAAs as well as EAAs. Simply because they're really similar to each other, I decided to make one episode instead of two. I don't want to waste everybody's time. It's just going to be a lot of the same information. So why not kill two birds with one stone? Okay, so basic information when you start off with. BCAAs are branched chain amino acids. There are three of them: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Whereas EAAs are essential amino acids, which cover the three branch chain amino acids as well as six other amino acids. The reasons why these various amino acids are considered special compared to other amino acids is because they essentially cannot be synthesized within the body. They have to be ingested. Where there are some other amino acids within your body that cannot be synthesized on their own, they're not considered essential simply because your body won't really suffer without it. It might be more optimal with it, but you won't really suffer without it. So as you can see here, it says that they both cannot be synthesized and have to be ingested, and that BCAAs or branched chain amino acids are a fraction of essential amino acids in the body. You can tell the EAs are branched chain amino acids plus more, essentially. And you can see at the bottom that EAs are responsible for building proteins, hormones, and neurotransmitters. So, because they are the branched chain amino acids plus other amino acids, they have much more responsibilities or roles to play in the body compared to just looking at branched chain amino acids. Amino acids are essentially the building blocks of protein. They help to build up the oh so desired protein that every gym bro wants. But it is important to note that they do not promote protein synthesis on their own. So, what does that mean? Yes, they help to build protein, but simply ingesting amino acids on their own does not necessarily induce the process of actually building protein. The benefits. As you can see here, BCAAs are very good for increasing muscle protein synthesis. However, this is only the case if they are taken with a meal that contains an adequate amount of essential amino acids. So you can see already, just to benefit from BCAAs, you need some EAAs already. However, on their own, they have been noted to alleviate muscle fatigue but not necessarily improve performance. You may be wondering, what is this about? Or what does that mean? While they might not assist with improving your performance, they can assist with the perception of fatigue, or you're going to feel less drained by your workout, essentially. They've also been noted to reduce muscle damage and soreness after exercise by reducing lactate dehydrogenase. We're all more or less familiar with the word lactate. If not, lactate is more or less responsible for the painful feeling you would get when you feel like you can't move your muscle anymore. Whether you've done as many reps as you can or you've ran for as far as you can, that feeling where your muscle gets really tight and really sore, like you can't move, you can't do another rep, that is the lactate telling your body, stop.
Stop. Ever. Guys, stop it.
When you do get to that point, you are more or less pushing your body to its limits. And when you're pushing your body to its limits, yes, you are giving the stimulus to your body for you to more or less grow the muscle and make it stronger. If you do not have an adequate amount of amino acids in your body to replace the damaged body parts from your exercise, then obviously you're just going to end up losing muscle over the long run. You can't expect to run a car without filling it up with gas, or you can't expect to build a house without giving your construction workers the bricks that they need to build the house. And that's more or less what's happening here. When you ingest BCAAs, you are reducing the chance of you losing muscle, as well as reducing the amount of soreness you would feel by the end of the exercise. Out of all of the amino acids from BCAAs and EAAs, these two have been noted to be the most suitable for supplementing with on an individual level compared to everything else. Leucine has been noted to be especially anabolic compared to other amino acids. Essentially, it's I wouldn't say the only protein, but the main protein that people are looking for when they want to add on extra muscle. Anabolic, I think we're all familiar with that term. If not, anabolic is more or less building, adding, more muscle, essentially. And then tryptophan has been seen to improve mood in healthy people due to its role in serotonin. Tryptophan is responsible for various processes in your body related to producing serotonin and making sure it's regulated throughout your body. Other amino acids do have their roles and benefits within the body. However, when supplementing with them individually, there's not really much of a difference that is noticed unless the individual is already deficient. Dosage and timing. As you can see at the top here, I'm not even going to waste your time. I'm going to let you know from the jump. It is not necessary, or you do not need BCAAs or EAAs if you have an adequate diet.
You need to sort out your diet. You don't need shit like this.
You're really not going to notice much of a difference whether you ingest them or not. Like, I'm not saying that nobody can benefit from them. Obviously, anybody that is lacking certain amino acids, definitely consider this. Or if you are somebody that's already maximized their training to a point where it's like you've been in the gym for a number of years, you've built up close to as much muscle as you can, and you're really trying to get every single piece of gains that you can, or you're really trying to squeeze out as much muscle as you can from your workouts, then sure, go ahead. But if you're somebody that's still new to working out or you do it casually, it's really not that necessary. And it wouldn't be high on my list of recommendations. If you're looking for additional leucine benefits, you want something between the range of 2 to 10 grams. And that is typically what has been noted to be beneficial in various studies, as well as tryptophan is somewhere in the range of 0.14 grams to 3 grams. As much as 0.14 grams has been seen to be beneficial, I don't think anybody is going to be measuring 0.14 grams. Typically, you want something on the high end, closer to 3 grams, if possible. Let's say you're cutting for competition and you specifically just want the amino acids that will give you additional muscle, in this case, leucine, and other stuff. You're like, I don't need that. I just want muscle. Give me protein. And yeah, then you decide you want some BCAAs. You want something that is typically close to or at least around 20 grams. And while no particular ratio has been seen to be more beneficial than others, or not much of a difference, you typically want something that's at least 2:1:1 in terms of the ratios you see on the back. The 2 representing leucine, isoleucine for the first one, and the last one, or the second one, is valine. So I have a formula at the bottom here that kind of sums up things as to why you want 20 grams, or the 2:1:1 combination. You can see here that the total weight in this case is 20 grams, and the ratio R is 2:1:1, as written above. You end up adding 2, 1, 1, and you get 4. And you can see from that 4, leucine represents the 2 that has been highlighted in blue throughout. as you can see. Now, to figure out the mass of leucine or the amount of leucine you're getting from each scoop or serving, you take the total weight, 20 grams, divided by the final answer in the ratio, which is here at 4, and you multiply that by the amount of leucine within the ratio. So in this case, it's 2. And you can see the final total gets you at 10 grams. The higher the number at the front, which is representative of leucine, the more leucine you're going to get when compared to everything else. Next up is warnings. Extremely short. BCAAs and EAAs are amino acids, and pretty much everything with protein has amino acids. Protein is a bunch of amino acids. So the only real warning I have here is anybody with maple syrup urine disease. Sorry, I had to read that because I'm not gonna lie, this episode is the first time I came across that disease. Very interesting. And there's varying levels of it. So if you do have it, consult your doctor. And if you don't know what it is, then you definitely don't have it. Summary. Yes, there are other amino acids, as mentioned previously. I think arginine is one of them, that cannot be synthesized on their own. They have to be ingested, but they're not really considered as important because your body won't fail to function without them. They do not necessarily promote muscle protein synthesis, but they do assist in the reduction of muscle fatigue and muscle breakdown. If you are going to train really hard and so on and so forth, ingesting BCAAs or EAs won't necessarily just add on additional muscle. But if you are, for example, in a cutting phase, or somebody is trying to make weight for a competition, ingesting these might actually be of benefit in that case. Neither are needed / recommended, as I said, unless you fit into one of those specific classes. And warnings, anyone with maple syrup, urine disease, or similar illnesses, please talk to your doctor first. And if you don't know what maple syrup is, then you don't need to worry about that. If you are buying BCAAs, look for something with the 2:1:1:1 ratio at approximately 20 grams. However, if it is less than 20 grams per serving, you want the number at the front to be higher than the other numbers at the back. Or if you're looking for the cognitive benefits, for example, the serotonin from tryptophan, look for something that has something closer to 3 grams. I don't think anybody's really going to notice 0.14 grams. And I left a final note where I say, however, EAAs are dominant to BCAAs, in the brackets, my opinion. Simply because to see the benefits of BCAAs, you really need an adequate amount of essential amino acids in your body. So it doesn't really make sense to just purely buy BCAAs if you want the benefit of them or the benefit out of them. Like, you already need EAAs. However, as I said previously, if you're trying to make weight or cut for competition, and I'm assuming you already are eating enough protein for the rest of your diet, this could be the add-on, or as supplements are, the extra bit of, I don't know, like that extra percentage or optimization to make sure you don't lose any muscle and you are giving the sports 110% of your efforts. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently. I've been seeing the Bench of Science has actually been getting a bit more interest than before. More people are watching, which I really appreciate. And we've got about 50 subscribers at the start of this week. At the time of recording, we're at 55, which is actually insane to me. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And I'll see you again for next week. Peace out.